What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Dylan Grubb here with Extreme.Outdoorsmen. If you guys are new here to the channel, make sure you go hit that subscribe button for me. Help me at 40,000 subscribers. I would really appreciate it. But in today's video, you probably saw from the title and the thumbnail, but I'm going to be showing you guys all the brand new micro series baits from Great Lakes Finesse. And it's crazy to me. All those Great Lakes Finesse baits are already really small. And in my opinion, I didn't think they could go smaller than that, and they did. And I am pumped up to throw these new baits out on Lake St. Clair for big smallmouth or all over the country wherever I go for largemouth or big smallmouth up in northern Michigan. But if you watch my channel, if you've been watching me for a long time, I'm always out on Lake St. Clair chasing big smallmouth out there. And let me tell you guys, I've caught a lot of big fish out there on the Great Lakes Finesse baits, from the drop worm, the drop minnow, the Great Lakes Finesse Juvy Craw. They just make some incredible baits over there at Great Lakes Finesse, and they work. They catch big smallmouth. I'll leave some clips throughout the video of big fish I've caught on. And I actually just took my fiance out there, and she caught some really big fish on that Great Lakes Finesse Juvy Craw. But like I said, in today's video, I'm going to quickly break down the different colors in the micro series. These baits actually just came out down in Orlando, Florida, or they just released to the public, and they're awesome. I'm going to quickly go over some of these lures real quick. I actually just got these in the mail not too long ago, and they're tiny, guys, but it's just pretty cool, the different sizes of these baits, because a lot of the biggest fish around the country are caught on the smallest lures. Just me personally, I've been out throwing giant swim baits, and normally they'll hit the big swim bait every once in a while, but if you throw a little tiny bait, you can catch some of your biggest bass of your life. So I'm going to quickly go over some of these, starting out with the drop minnow. And I'm going to show you how small it is. This is the normal 3.25 size right there. That's the bigger one. And I'll show you this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see the size difference, but look how small that is. This one's the 2.25, the brand new one in the micro series, and this is the 3.25. And then they also have a 2.75, and that even looks smaller than that one. So that's pretty cool. Definitely going to be throwing the 2.25. And this is actually the matte black color. And all of these Great Lakes Finesse baits have a matte finish, so it's not going to be super shiny on the bait. It's more natural looking down there in the water. And all the Great Lakes Finesse baits are super durable. I've caught so many fish just on one plastic, and that's one reason I like throwing these Great Lakes Finesse baits, is because they're so durable. Those smallmouth bass are super aggressive, and a lot of the times when you're throwing other soft plastics, other swim baits and stuff, you have to switch almost like one or two fish sometimes. It's crazy. And these will last you a bunch of fish. This one's called the Spicy Melon. And I've caught a few fish on that one right there, the bigger size, so I'm pretty pumped up to throw that little one. I'm going to go through these pretty fast and cover all of them. This one's called the Green Pumpkin Purple, and that looks awesome. That color right there is probably my favorite. This is the Green Pumpkin Shad, and that one looks awesome. Pretty much what I'm going to be throwing, or how I'm going to be fishing those, is on a drop shot. But they also just came out with a micro series underspin, and these would work awesome on the underspin. I'll show you that here in a second, but this one's called the Matte 309. But all these look awesome. Here's the underspin, guys. It's crazy small. You're definitely going to be having to throw all these on a spinning rod. And Great Lakes Finesse actually just came out with their own spinning series rods, but check out how small that sneaky underspin is. That's tiny, but I guarantee you that's gonna catch some big ones. And I'll rig this up real quick just to show you guys what it looks like. But I've caught some huge smallmouth on these Great Lakes Finesse underspins over the last few years. I was out earlier this spring just catching so many big smallmouth on the underspins. They love them out there on Lake St. Clair. I guess I didn't rig it super straight, but that's what it's gonna look like down there in the water. And that's micro to the max. That's a really small underspin right there, but like I said, some of the biggest fish all over the country are caught on little tiny baits like that. So I'm pretty pumped to chuck those around and try them. But next up is actually the Great Lakes Finesse 2-inch Juvy Craws. And let me tell you guys, the Juvy Craws have caught me some giant smallmouth bass over the years. I've caught big largemouth bass on these in inland lakes around the house. But starting off is the green pumpkin purple flake. And this one is honestly my favorite color Juvy Craw. I throw this one all the time. It's always tied on when I'm out there on Lake St. Clair. And the normal one is 2.5 and the new micro is 2 inches. So you can see the difference right there. It's pretty small, but definitely gonna catch big fish on it. I'll tell you that. This is the matte black one right here. The black's always a really good color. It stands out big time on that clear water on Lake St. Clair. And this one's called green pumpkin orange belly. That one looks awesome, guys. And I don't know if you know, but Great Lakes Finesse actually makes their own tube jigs that fit perfect with the Juvy Craws. And they normally have them for the big ones. And they just came out with micro series tube jigs that'll fit perfect in these little tiny Juvy Craws. So if you're going to grab any of this micro stuff, make sure to grab some of the terminal tackle as well, the hooks and the sneaky underspins. But next up, the micro series and the Snack Craw. And check this out, guys. It's usually 2.1 and I think this one's 1.7. So it's pretty small, if you guys can see the difference right there. Pretty cool. Definitely going to be throwing these around and dragging them on bottom. I've caught a lot of fish on the tube jigs. Obviously, you drag them on bottom. These are great for dragging on bottom, or you can swim them as well. And a lot of the suspending smallmouth, I've caught fish with the Juvy Craw as well, suspending, just reeling it in super slow. But this is the Snack Craw, like I was saying, and I've caught a ton of fish up in shallow water over the years on this one right here. But I'll go over a few different colors. That one right there is called the green pumpkin. Check out the detail on that bait, the little pinchers right there. And I usually put like a Ned rig head in this and it works great, or like a ball jig head. And it works perfect right there. But that one's the green pumpkin. We got the motor oil. That's a really good color as well out on Lake St. Clair. I've caught a lot of fish on motor oil. We got the matte black right there. It looks great. Definitely going to be catching some big ones on these. And then we got the brown pumpkin special. And this is always a hot color on Lake St. Clair. I was actually just up in northern Wisconsin catching a bunch of big fish on this drop minnow right here, the green pumpkin drop minnow. I was scoping some big smallmouth out in deeper water, and let me tell you guys, the smallies love this drop minnow. Look at the tail on it. And also, all these baits have neutral buoyancy built into them, so they're gonna sit perfectly level when you're Like, especially when I have them on the drop shot, it's going to be sitting perfectly level like that, so it looks so much natural in the water. And also with the drop worms, those are really, really good lures. I got a big box of them over there. But I just wanted to quickly go over some of the micro series baits, and also, I don't know if you guys saw these brand new Great Lakes Finesse terminal wallets, but these are bad to the bone. I'm definitely going to be ordering some more of these because this is just a great way to organize all your terminal tackle, your hooks, even your baits. If you don't want to throw it back in the tackle box, just chuck it in this bait wallet real quick. But you can see all the different organizers that are in here. You can see all my tube jig hooks through here. Then I got my Ned rigs in there. Then I got all my sneaky underspins. And then I also got some other stuff back here. I'll show you guys in another video. Some hair jigs from Great Lakes Finesse. But I also wanted to show you this other one I have. A great way to organize your hooks. I have all my hooks in here from Spear Point. I love their hooks. I got all my drop shot hooks, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0 hooks, all my flipping hooks. So if you don't even want to get any of those lures, but you want to grab some of these terminal wallets, these are a game changer, that's for sure. I love these things so far. They're awesome. But that pretty much wraps up today's video. I just wanted to hop on here real quick and show you guys all the brand new micro series baits from Great Lakes Finesse. Me personally, I'm really excited to get out on Lake St. Clair and throw them for big summer smallmouth. And we're approaching fall here pretty quickly, it feels like. So I'll probably be out there this fall catching or trying to locate some big smallmouth out there. So really appreciate you guys watching today's video. I was just actually up at Bass Pro and I ran into a bunch of subscribers over there. So really appreciate everybody that supports my channel. It always means a lot to me when you guys come up and talk about my channel and how much you love my videos. It just makes my day. It means a ton. So that was really cool. Big shout out to you guys for coming over and saying hi. I gave them some stickers. I actually met them in the parking lot, so I had some stickers in my truck to give to them. So really appreciate you guys, and thanks so much for watching. I actually got some, I guess I got the Great Lakes Finesse hats on, but I also have some of my Extreme.Outdoorsmen hats available on my website. If you guys want to go check those out and order an Extreme.Outdoorsman hat, I would really appreciate the support there. But hopefully you guys get out on the water soon and catch some big fish, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.